Let me ask you something, but don't just hear me. Really listen. When was the last time you truly sat in silence, not just without noise, but with full attention? In a world addicted to volume, where everyone seems desperate to be heard, to post, to reply, to shout their opinions, silence has become almost taboo. But what if I told you that silence is not emptiness? That it's not weakness, nor absence? In fact, silence might just be the sharpest tool you have to grow wiser, to connect deeper, and to speak with power. The ancient Stoics believed this wholeheartedly. They knew something we've forgotten. The less we speak, the more we see, the more we observe, the deeper we understand, and the deeper we understand, the wiser we become. Epictetus, one of Stoicism's greatest minds, once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Think about that. Pause. Let that settle in. Picture this. Socrates walking through the sunlit streets of ancient Athens, not as a man desperate to prove his brilliance, but as a humble seeker. He didn't dominate conversations. Instead, he asked, he listened, he paused, he drew wisdom not from speeches, but from the answers others gave when he made space for them to speak. This practice, the Socratic method, was not born from arrogance but from the art of silence. Strategic pauses, thoughtful questions, moments that invited reflection instead of reaction. And therein lies the secret. When you let silence do the heavy lifting, people reveal more than they intend. And in those revelations, if you're paying attention, you uncover rare and valuable insight. In this intricate dance of human interaction, every word is a thread. Some strengthen the weave, binding hearts and minds. Others pull, tangle, and unravel what was carefully built. Choose your threads wisely. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus advised, first learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. Imagine life as a grand theater. The wise person doesn't rush to center stage. He first observes the play, studies the characters, learns the plot, and when he speaks, it's not to be heard, it's to matter. Because words are like keys. Used wisely, they unlock minds, open doors, change lives. Used carelessly, they slam doors shut and create distance that's hard to bridge. This is the heart of Stoicism. Speak not from impulse, but from understanding. Speak not to fill silence, but to elevate it, because sometimes the deepest truths are whispered or left unsaid entirely. The wise Stoic does not fear quiet. He respects it, because he knows silence doesn't need to shout to be felt. Like sunlight, its warmth is known even in stillness. And here's something we've all seen far too often: those who talk just to be noticed. Their words are noise, their purpose hollow. They drown in their own sound, mistaking volume for value. But the Stoics? They knew better. To them, words were like arrows, only effective when aimed with intention. They understood that silence is the space where true perception is born. That by speaking less and listening more, your words gain weight, clarity, and power. And that's just the beginning. Because what comes next takes this idea even further, into the practical, the philosophical, and the transformational. Let's turn the page and discover how the Stoic approach to silence can reshape the way we live, speak, and live. We talked about the power of silence, not as a void, but as a sharp, intentional tool that gives weight and meaning to our words. So now, the question is, once you've learned to honor silence, how do you make every word you speak command attention? In a world where everyone seems to be talking but few are truly listening, the ancient Stoics offered a powerful alternative. They reminded us that words aren't just sounds. They are tools, to be used carefully, precisely, and with purpose. Today, we're surrounded by endless noise, from buzzing notifications to shallow conversations to constant digital chatter. In the chaos, it's easy to fall into the trap of speaking without thinking, talking just to avoid silence. But Stoicism urges us to break that habit. to see silence not as a void, but as a blank canvas, waiting to be filled with insight, connection, and meaning. So how can you harness the quiet to sharpen your intelligence and become a more powerful communicator? Step 1. Practice active listening. Instead of simply waiting for your turn to speak, give your full attention to the other person's words. Listen not just with your ears, but with your eyes and heart. Tune in to their tone, their word choice, their emotions, and their body language, because often, what's not said speaks the loudest. Pay attention to facial expressions, posture, and even the pauses in their speech. These subtle cues often reveal far more than the words themselves. Resist the urge to craft your reply while they're still talking. Instead, absorb their message with an open and quiet mind. True listening requires presence, mental and emotional. Not just being there physically, but being truly engaged, free from internal distractions. And when they finish, ask yourself, what's really behind their words? What emotion or motivation is driving what they're saying? The Stoics believed that wisdom comes not from reacting quickly, but from understanding deeply. To do this, cultivate patience and curiosity. Ask yourself, what's shaping this person's thoughts and feelings? Dig deeper by posing thoughtful follow-up questions. Seek clarity where things seem vague. Avoid distractions, whether it's your phone or wandering thoughts. These only blur the message being shared. Maintain eye contact, and give small signals like nodding to show you're present and engaged. Another powerful part of active listening is paraphrasing, repeating what they said in your own words. It not only checks your understanding but also makes the speaker feel genuinely heard and respected. Finally, hold back from interrupting with personal stories or opinions, unless they truly enhance the conversation. Keep the focus where it belongs, on them, their words, their meaning, and this is just the beginning. In the next part, we'll explore more practical ways to turn silence into persuasive strength, and learn how to speak not louder, but wiser. Are you ready? When you practice active listening, you're not only enhancing your understanding, you're also laying the foundation for deeper, more meaningful relationships. Because when you truly listen, you show respect, and over time, that respect builds trust, a rare currency in today's fast-paced world. Deep listening helps you not only grasp what someone is saying but also fosters mutual understanding and genuine connection. It also demonstrates humility and openness, two core virtues that the Stoics deeply valued. And as time passes, you'll notice something remarkable. The more intently you listen, the more your responses become thoughtful, precise, and impactful. Not only that, but you'll also begin to notice what's said between the lines. You'll develop the ability to spot patterns in communication styles, how people express, deflect, or imply things. And with that insight, you'll be able to respond with greater wisdom, subtlety, and tact in any situation. As you continue honing this skill, you'll start gaining a reputation as someone who speaks with purpose and clarity. Your words will become more persuasive, meaningful, and quick-witted. More importantly, your growing capacity to listen will allow you to adapt your communication style to fit different audiences. This means your message will land better, whether you're having a casual conversation or delivering a major presentation. Over time, you'll likely begin to notice a positive shift in both your personal and professional relationships. People will feel heard, respected, and valued in your presence, and they'll remember how you made them feel. Now, when it comes to expressing differing opinions or engaging in debate, it's not just about having the right facts, it's about remaining calm and composed under pressure. Learn to understand your opponent's viewpoint without immediately conceding or reacting emotionally. Instead, train yourself to listen critically and attentively, picking up on flaws and inconsistencies in their argument. This will help you respond with sharpness, while remaining grounded in your own beliefs. The ability to deflect without sounding defensive or confrontational is a rare and powerful skill. And it's one the Stoics mastered. by speaking with measured words and remaining calm. No matter the provocation, by doing so, they created an environment where intellectual conversation could thrive. They asserted their ideas not by raising their voice, but with calm conviction and quiet strength, earning the respect of those around them. Step 2. Embrace the pause. Don't rush to fill the silence. A well-placed pause allows you to process thoughts and think critically. When you take a moment before responding, your words naturally gain more weight and intention. The best speakers, from ancient Roman orators to today's top executives, understand this well. Silence builds anticipation. And anticipation gives your words power. But beyond just creating impact, strategic pauses help you organize your thoughts more clearly, ensuring your message is focused, deliberate, and easy to follow. They also give you a chance to observe your audience's reaction, their facial expressions, posture, attention. This lets you adjust your delivery for maximum effect. Silence can signal that you're thoughtful, calm, and confident. It tells others that you weigh your words carefully, and you only speak when what you say matters. Mastering the pause also improves your storytelling. You'll learn how to emphasize key moments, build tension at just the right time, and create a natural rhythm that keeps your audience engaged until the very end. We've seen how a well-placed pause can add weight to our words. But silence isn't just for effect, it's a powerful tool that the Stoics used to remain composed, maintain control, and assert inner strength during challenging conversations. In intense discussions, silence isn't surrender, it's strategy. The Stoic philosophers often chose silence not only to process their thoughts but also to preserve calm and clarity, which in turn reinforced their credibility and influence. They believed that the ability to remain silent in emotionally charged moments was a true sign of inner resilience. When you pause before responding, you give yourself a precious moment to reflect, to assess the dynamics of the conversation, and to notice the underlying intentions or motivations of the other person. That space allows you to recognize, when is the right time to speak? When is it better to stay silent? And when you do finally speak, your words carry greater impact and are more likely to be received with respect. Furthermore, intelligent silence helps prevent unnecessary misunderstandings, impulsive decisions, and emotional outbursts. Instead, you approach situations with careful thought and clarity, leading to better outcomes. Taking a brief pause before responding also gives you time to refine your argument, consider alternative perspectives, and deliver your thoughts with confidence and authority. Whether you're in a negotiation, a debate, or just a casual exchange, strategic silence can shift how others see you and elevate the way you communicate. Remember, silence is not passive. It's a deliberate tool, one that allows you to control the pace and direction of any conversation. When you master the art of silence, you exude quiet confidence, a presence that naturally draws others in and makes them more receptive to your words and ideas. The ability to use silence effectively can lead to better decision-making, improved conflict resolution, and a deeper sense of inner stability and self-assurance. Silence can also act as a protective barrier against manipulation or provocation. In tense or confrontational situations, a simple pause can help you regain control, remain calm, and avoid being dragged into reactive arguments. It gives you just enough space to evaluate your options and choose a response that aligns with your core values and long-term goals. Highly effective leaders and negotiators understand this truth well. A moment of silence can shift the power dynamic, giving them the ability to guide the conversation without ever compromising their position. Ultimately, learning to embrace silence as a powerful communication tool will help you cultivate resilience, patience, and a deep sense of self-confidence. And in time, you'll discover a remarkable truth. Sometimes, the most powerful messages aren't spoken at all. They're felt in the quiet. After learning how to remain silent at the right moments, The next essential step is knowing when and how to speak. Step 3. Choose your words carefully. Marcus Aurelius once reminded us, think before you speak, because every word you say holds power, whether you're aware of it or not. Once spoken, words cannot be taken back, and their impact can linger far longer than the moment they were uttered. Before you speak, take a brief pause and ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If the answer to any of those is no, then perhaps silence is the wiser choice. Wise individuals understand that speaking without careful thought can result in misunderstandings, damaged relationships, and unintended consequences. On the other hand, strategic silence can convey strength, patience, and deep thoughtfulness. Taking the time to think before you speak also allows you to project confidence and credibility. When you choose your words with intention, you demonstrate your ability to manage both your emotions and your intellect, showing that you can assess a situation thoroughly before reacting. This approach not only increases your influence in both social and professional settings, but also helps you avoid unnecessary conflict. Thoughtful communication creates an environment where people feel respected and genuinely heard. And when you speak with precision, you also improve your ability to persuade. True persuasion doesn't come from overpowering someone with words. It comes from presenting clear, reasoned, and logical arguments that resonate with your audience. When you choose your words wisely, you open the door to deeper, more meaningful connections, instead of relying on force or dominance to make an impact. By practicing this level of discernment, you become a communicator who naturally commands attention and respect, not by talking excessively, but by speaking only when it matters. In the realm of leadership and influence, your words have the power to shape thoughts and influence behavior. History's greatest leaders understood this truth, and they used their voices to inspire, unite, and lead change. When you practice intentional speech, your message doesn't get lost in a flood of meaningless chatter. Instead, it becomes clear, powerful, and aligned with your values. Furthermore, speaking with purpose allows you to navigate difficult conversations with grace, whether in negotiations, debates, or personal discussions. The ability to articulate your thoughts in a composed, calm, and precise manner can often be the key to resolving tension while protecting the relationship. As we've explored, the power of speech lies not in how much you say, but in how thoughtfully you choose your words. Step 6. Speak with intention and clarity. When you learn to speak with care, you're not just improving the quality of a conversation, you're demonstrating emotional intelligence and self-mastery. Two rare but vital traits. These are the very traits that distinguish the truly wise from the crowd. Remember, the power of your words is shaped by the thought you put behind them. And when you master the art of intentional speech, you naturally stand out as a leader in any conversation or debate, leaving a lasting impression on those who hear you. Being deliberate in your speech also helps cultivate self-discipline and inner control. Thoughtful communication builds trust, earns respect, and reflects inner strength, all qualities admired by the ancient Stoics. They taught that choosing your words wisely enables you to positively influence others, resolve conflict effectively, and lead with integrity. When you speak with clear intent, people are far more likely to listen attentively, understand deeply, and engage meaningfully with your ideas. Additionally, carefully selected words help you clarify your thoughts, avoid miscommunication, and improve your ability to persuade others more effectively. Just a brief pause before responding allows you to analyze what's being said, making sure your reply adds real value instead of simply adding noise. Practicing measured speech not only enhances your reputation but also deepens your ability to connect with others. And in moments of high pressure, being able to speak calmly and clearly can set you apart as someone who leads with strength and intention. From ancient philosophers to modern-day leaders, those who've left a mark on history understood this one truth: intentional words can inspire movements. unite people, and led meaningful change. They didn't speak the most, but they spoke with purpose and precision. When you take the time to choose your words carefully, you show both confidence and competence. Because intentional speech has the power to shape perception, strengthen relationships, and even shift the outcome of events in your favor. Effective communication is also about timing, knowing when to speak and when it's wiser to stay silent. In both social and professional settings, speaking strategically allows you to maintain control over conversations and guide them in purposeful directions. Mastering the art of intentional speech gives you a clear advantage in negotiations, conflict resolution, and leadership. As you refine this skill, you'll start to notice something remarkable. People will listen more closely. They'll respect your views, and more often than not, they'll turn to you when they seek clarity, wisdom, and direction. Now that we've learned how intentional speech can shape our influence, it's time to explore the next essential skill, learning to observe more than you speak. Because often, the most powerful insights come not from what you say, but from what you notice when you're silent. Step 4. Observe more than you speak. Every room you enter, every conversation you join, and every interaction you have, each one is a chance to learn. The more you observe, the more patterns you'll notice, and the more intelligent your contributions will become. Observation gives you access to subtle signals, body language, tone of voice, word choice, clues that often reveal far more than the spoken message. Have you ever noticed how a hesitant glance or a long pause can speak volumes? By becoming a keen observer, you sharpen your ability to anticipate reactions, adapt your responses, and engage in deeper, more meaningful conversations. Recognizing recurring behaviors and emotional cues over time allows you to respond with greater clarity and wisdom. It also helps you perceive the unspoken dynamics within groups, power structures, emotional undercurrents, and the silent motivations that drive people's actions. What's more, observing more and speaking less helps cultivate patience and humility. It teaches you to actively listen and gather insights before jumping to share your opinions. Those who observe attentively are often seen as more perceptive and thoughtful, qualities that earn respect and admiration. By turning observation into a habit, you enhance your critical thinking and your ability to analyze situations, whether in social settings, professional circles, or personal relationships. When you train yourself to observe before responding, you begin to notice opportunities others overlook. This gives you the power to act with greater precision, timing, and awareness. Observation also fuels personal growth. By closely analyzing your interactions, you can identify areas where you can improve your own communication style, emotional intelligence, and decision-making process. You start to see how others perceive you and can adjust your approach to better align with your values and goals. Observing successful individuals also gives you practical inspiration, real strategies that you can integrate into your own journey. In the long run, these insights help you make smarter decisions, build stronger relationships, and contribute more meaningfully to any environment you step into. Even more importantly, the habit of sharp observation nurtures a mindset of lifelong learning, helping you stay adaptable, resilient, and proactive in an ever-changing world. And now we arrive at the next critical principle, one that holds everything together: the ability to control yourself before you respond. After learning to observe more than you speak, you'll realize that mastering your impulses is the next crucial step in powerful communication. Because sometimes, that 1-second pause before reacting is what separates wisdom from regret. Step 5. Control your impulses before you speak. Impulsiveness is often the silent enemy of effective communication. One careless word, spoken in a heated moment, can damage relationships, harm reputations, and ignite unnecessary conflict. But what if you paused, just briefly, before responding? Taking a moment to breathe, to assess, and to think allows you to respond with greater self-awareness, emotional intelligence, and foresight. Developing the habit of pausing gives you the chance to step back. Look at the situation objectively, and choose words that reflect clarity and wisdom rather than emotional reaction. This intentional approach not only enhances the quality of your responses but also shapes the image of someone composed, confident, and grounded. Thoughtful responses take time and practice, but the rewards are undeniable. When you speak with intention, you create space for mutual respect and trust, laying the foundation for deeper, more meaningful conversations. Over time, you'll notice people begin to value your input more. They'll see you as someone who leads with integrity, not impulse. What's more, when you control your impulses, you're better equipped to navigate high-pressure situations, whether it's a difficult negotiation, an emotional discussion, or a tense moment in conversation. Simple strategies like taking a deep breath, counting silently to 10, or mentally reframing the situation can help regulate emotional responses, ensuring your words align with your deeper values and long-term goals. Practicing mindfulness and becoming aware of your triggers can be a powerful tool in mastering self-control. Self-awareness allows you to recognize patterns in how you speak and respond, empowering you to take intentional steps toward growth and clarity. Visualization is another technique that helps prepare for tough conversations. By mentally rehearsing your responses ahead of time, you increase your ability to stay calm, confident, and in control, even under pressure. And finally, one of the most underrated strategies to overcome impulsiveness is also one of the simplest: active listening. By focusing entirely on the other person, without rushing to craft a reply, you gain a deeper understanding of the conversation. This not only leads to more thoughtful responses but also strengthens empathy, which forms the backbone of meaningful connection. Through this blend of patience, presence, and self-awareness, you'll find your communication naturally grows wiser and more impactful. After mastering the art of controlling your impulses, the next step is developing self-reflection and surrounding yourself with the right people. Because true growth begins with awareness, one of the most effective tools for improving your communication is keeping a personal journal. Taking time to reflect on past conversations and analyze your patterns of response can offer surprising insights. Did you rush to reply? Did you interrupt? Did you truly listen? These reflections reveal where you can improve and help you fine-tune your style with intention. In addition to self-reflection, seek constructive feedback from people you trust. Others may see blind spots that you miss, patterns of impulsiveness, unclear speech, or overly emotional reactions. These insights are not criticism, they are guidance. With their help, you can begin shaping your communication with more precision and purpose. Another powerful strategy for curbing impulsiveness is learning assertive communication. By expressing your thoughts honestly yet respectfully, you strike a balance between truth and tact. You reduce the chance of emotional outbursts and reactive responses. Assertiveness training teaches you how to stand firmly in your beliefs without closing yourself off to healthy dialogue. It ensures your words reflect your values and principles. Remember, true strength doesn't come from speaking first, it comes from speaking wisely. Practicing mindful, intentional communication helps you avoid regret and builds a reputation as someone who speaks with purpose and clarity. Over time, as you cultivate self-control and thoughtful speech habits, you'll become more confident in expressing yourself, without fear of being misunderstood or wishing you had said things differently. This lifelong practice of intentional communication leads to personal growth, stronger relationships, and greater discipline. With consistency, you'll be seen as someone who is measured, insightful, and articulate, earning both trust and respect from those around you. Step 6. Surround yourself with the right people. As the old saying goes, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The Stoics emphasized the importance of choosing your circle wisely. They believed in learning from wise mentors and surrounding yourself with those who inspire growth. Seneca advised, associate with those who will make a better man of you. If your friends lack motivation, curiosity, or the desire to improve themselves, perhaps it's time to reflect on those relationships. It's better to be alone with your thoughts and focused on self-improvement than surrounded by people who drag you down or infect your mindset with negativity. The people around you have tremendous influence on your behavior, thinking, and even your ambition. Low-quality relationships can slowly erode your motivation and blur your clarity. The Stoics believe that surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge you intellectually, model discipline, and embody strong character is essential for true growth. It's often said, your environment shapes you more than you realize. The company you keep can either fuel your progress or hold you back. That's why choosing friends and mentors isn't just a social decision, it's an investment in your future. After shaping your circle of influence, the next key step is cultivating what enters your mind. Because not only people, but also words, thoughts, and environments mold your mindset. It's not just about who you surround yourself with, it's also about what you expose your mind to. Seek out people who elevate your thinking. Avoid spending too much time around those who rely on vulgarity, excessive slang, or shallow conversations. Why? Because the words we hear and use shape the way we think. If your conversations are limited, your thinking will be too. Engaging in meaningful, intellectual discussions helps refine your thoughts, sharpen your perspectives, and expand your capacity for deeper understanding. The way you speak reflects your discipline and mental growth, so when you're surrounded by articulate, thoughtful individuals, you naturally begin to mirror their habits and adopt more empowering mental frameworks. Conversations that challenge your assumptions, stretch your ideas, and introduce new viewpoints help you become more well-rounded. But don't stop there, your informational diet matters just as much. In a world overflowing with content, be intentional with what you consume. The books you read, the podcasts you follow, even the social media you scroll through, these all shape the landscape of your mind. Choose content that aligns with your personal growth goals. In fact, surrounding yourself with the right ideas can be just as powerful as surrounding yourself with the right people. In the digital age, where attention is the currency, don't spend it on distractions that drain your energy and scatter your focus. So take a step back, audit your inner and outer circle. Are the people and inputs in your life pushing you forward, or holding you back? Do they expand your thinking or limit it? Seek out mentors, books, communities, and conversations that challenge you to grow. Engage with individuals who inspire and stretch you. Observe the way they speak, the way they frame problems, the way they carry themselves. Then reflect on how you can apply what you learn. Consider joining mastermind groups, online communities, or local meetups with shared values and ambitions. This might feel like extra effort now, but over time, the results are profound. Better opportunities, accelerated personal growth, and a stronger mindset. Picture this. You're in a room full of loud voices, each one trying to prove their intelligence by talking over the next. But you remain silent, watching, listening, calculating. Then, when you do finally speak, everyone stops. Your words are deliberate, clear, powerful. Why? Because you've cultivated the habit of speaking with intention. You've trained yourself to stay silent until it truly matters. And that silence builds your reputation. People begin to value your voice, not because it's loud, but because it's rare and wise. Your silence sharpens your intellect. It polishes your speech, and over time, your words begin to carry depth, clarity, and authority. People seek out your opinion. They respect your insights, not for how much you say, but for how well you say it. Which brings us to the next powerful practice. Number 7, cultivate inner stillness. Because real wisdom doesn't just come from what you say, it flows from the state of your mind. When the world is noisy, chaotic, and reactive, inner stillness becomes your superpower. The Stoics believed that calm in the midst of chaos is the true mark of strength. When confronted, insulted, or challenged, they didn't lash out, they remained composed. They saw emotional turbulence as a weakness, not a strength. Stillness clears the mind. It gives you the mental space to respond instead of react. When your thoughts are calm, you gain clarity. You can analyze with focus, make sound decisions, and hold firm to your values, no matter the storm outside. A still mind is like a fortress, grounded, steady, unshakable, and just like a fortress, it needs daily tending. Mindfulness, meditation, or even quiet reflection can help you cultivate this inner peace. They anchor you in the present moment, free from the baggage of the past and the worries of the future. Practicing mindfulness means observing your thoughts without judgment. It allows you to stay centered and emotionally balanced, even when life pulls you in a dozen directions. Meditation takes this further. It strengthens your focus, boosts your awareness, and helps you regulate emotions with more precision. And don't forget the power of regular self-reflection. Looking inward helps you recognize patterns in your behavior, refine your actions, and stay aligned with your deepest values and goals. Having begun the journey of cultivating inner stillness, the next essential step is learning to maintain it, making it a way of life that empowers you to handle life's challenges with calm and clarity. The more consistently you practice these techniques, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. You'll find yourself responding to stress and adversity not with panic, but with grace and thoughtful composure. Start with something as simple as deep, intentional breathing. Controlled breathing helps calm the nervous system, anchoring you in moments of high pressure. Visualization is another powerful technique. Mentally rehearsing your responses to potential challenges allows you to remain composed when they arise. Like a seasoned athlete preparing before a big game, journaling is also a powerful companion on this path. By giving yourself space to process emotions and reflect on your thoughts, you gain greater self-awareness and emotional intelligence. Over time, writing can become a form of therapy that sharpens your internal clarity. Spending time in nature or engaging in regular physical activity also promotes mental stillness. Movement helps release stored stress and creates space for introspection. Similarly, creative outlets, whether through music, art, or writing, offer a constructive way to express emotions and quiet the mental noise. But developing inner stillness is not a one-time effort. It's a long-term practice that requires dedication and patience. The reward? A deeper emotional foundation, stronger resilience, and the ability to navigate complex situations with clarity and poise. With a calm mind, you're better equipped to spot hidden opportunities, face difficulties with courage, and build more meaningful relationships. Inner stillness, over time, becomes the bedrock of both personal growth and professional excellence. It allows you to rise above distractions and maintain steady focus on your long-term goals. Like a lighthouse guiding you through turbulent waters. When you fully embrace inner stillness as a lifestyle, decision-making becomes clearer, your words carry more weight, your relationships deepen, as others come to see you as a steady, grounded presence in an often chaotic world. By practicing these techniques consistently, you build a mindset of resilience, one that enables you to approach life with a greater sense of calm, intention, and confidence. Whether you're facing workplace tensions, relationship struggles, or unexpected crises, a reflective and composed mind gives you the power to respond with wisdom and integrity. What's more, your ability to stay calm under pressure inspires those around you. You set a powerful example of emotional intelligence and quiet leadership. As you continue to deepen your practice of inner stillness, you'll notice a growing ability to detach from fleeting distractions and focus on what truly matters. Your energy becomes aligned with meaningful pursuits. And in the end, true wisdom isn't about speaking more, it's about speaking better. And often, speaking better begins with knowing when not to speak at all. When you cultivate inner stillness, you develop the power to choose your words intentionally, making sure they land with clarity, depth, and impact. Ultimately, Inner stillness allows you to communicate with more than just precision. It enables you to speak with authenticity and conviction. And that's what makes your words not only heard, but truly felt.